This is As It Is, Volume 2 by Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche, translated by Erik, Pema, Kunsang, and organized by Marcia Binder-Schmidt. So this is the section Dining with Indra, and Tulku Urgyen is answering student questions. So a student asks, how do we cut the thought upon arising? So a thought is occurring for the student, and the student wants to cut it down. So Rinpoche says, by recognizing mind essence. At the same moment, the viewer dissolves to reveal the awakened state. The viewer here is the same as Sem, the dualistic frame of mind. One disappears, one is left behind. Sem disappears, then the 3 and 5 poisons vanish, right? The outcome of that is Rigpa, like a recognition of the Rigpa that was pervading the entire thing, right? So when a yogi recognizes mind essence, the thought movement is cut in its initial stage. What else is there to do? And so this is describing the 3 modes of liberation, right? However phenomena arise, whether they seem to stay for a while until there's recognition, whether it's quite quick, or whether it's simultaneous with the arising. As soon as there is a recognition of the nature of that phenomenon, which remember is dharmata. A phenomenon is a dharma. Ta is the nature. So dharmata, which gets translated as awareness or mind, it's one of the many words, is the nature of the phenomenon too. So when a phenomenon arises, recognizing its nature is like the common example of a snake or a stick, where someone mistakes a stick for a snake while walking outside or something. Well, after poking it and realizing that it's a stick, they can't see the snake anymore. They can't get back to the snake. As soon as they recognize, the snake is gone. And for how long? Forever. You can't get back to the snake. You'd have to find a different stick and get tricked again. So just like that, when the nature of the phenomenon, which is the same as awareness, is recognized, well, then you can't really go back to grasping into something substantial. Any stickiness of the phenomenon lets up immediately. And so this is the main practice in Dzogchen. Recognizing again and again the nature of phenomena, the nature of mind, and resting as that. Then, when there's subtle pulling into things, they're allowed to arise in the face of that recognition almost. And then, when the time is right, they vanish by means of that very recognition. So this is effortless work. It's not something that you do. But that's how to cut through thoughts in Dzogchen. Basically, by not accepting the premise of the thought, by instead turning to awareness, using the thought as a finger, pointing. It's pointing you out. So instead of looking at the thought, look at what the thought is made of. Where did it come from? Point yourself back. Yeah, so Rinpoche says, what else is there to do? Does it help to sit and think, I'm not going to get involved in any more thoughts. I will not think. I do not like this thinking. I'm going to blow up 100,000 nuclear bombs to make an end to the thinking. It just doesn't help, he says. Please understand this very well. Can 100,000 nuclear bombs stop the minds of sentient beings from thinking? Luckily, you don't have to do that. Simply recognize the essence of the thinker, which is empty cognizance. While seeing this empty and cognizant essence, the thinking dissolves. This is the only way. The thinking is the expression of your mind. It does not come from any other place. While seeing the essence, the expression dissolves. That is why it is taught that we are our own best remedy. Your thoughts do not come from any other place. They are an expression of your own essence. While seeing the essence, the expression has dissolved. And this is what Dawai says, right? To see the thoughts as your own children, not go to battle with them. There's a tendency to not like thoughts and then to try to get rid of them, like the student was asking here with how do I cut them down? But you wouldn't cut down your own children. You would let them express themselves, be with them, nurture them. And it just so happens that their nature is to, having arisen, to vanish insubstantially. And it doesn't do that because you don't like it. It does that because it was never there to begin with. It's just how things are. So Rinpoche says, the very basis or root of the thought is your essence. Seeing its emptiness dissolves its expression. The thought has gone, collapsed. If your thinking were not the expression of your essence, you would have to do something else. If it came from some other location, you'd have to stop it at that other place. But where do the three realms of samsara come from? They are an expression of our own essence. Without knowing the essence of this expression, we roam continuously in samsara. There is no other cause. All the different worlds, all the different experiences, all the different types of beings are all expressions of this essence. It is the essence being unstable in itself and straying into the expression that allows all of this to come about. The moment you recognize the identity of that which expresses, you dissolve the three realms of samsara. Instead, unfold the Dharmakaya realms, the Sambhogakaya realms, and the Nirmanakaya realms. These most wonderful names are realized through recognizing this essence. Not recognizing the essence unfolds the realms of desire, the realms of form, and the formless realms. The pleasure and pain, joys of sentient beings all arise because they do not recognize their essence and instead get caught up in their expression. You know the psychedelic drugs hippies used to take, which gave them all kinds of hallucinations? None of these visions actually exist anywhere. They are only the magical displays of mind. When this magic dissolves, it is like waking up from sleep. When you wake up in the morning, there is nothing left of the dreams you had last night. The Buddha taught that everything is like magic, like a dream. It's difficult to understand the analogy of magic, because nowadays there are no true magicians. There are only these tricksters from India. I guess he has someone specific in mind. In the past, there were real magicians, as I have told you. No, thank you. I hope any of this benefits. I just have faith that somehow it does. At least Dawai can take a break. Unless I cause a bunch of trouble, then he can't even take a break. So hopefully I don't. Yeah, well, let's end here for tonight. So, oh, that would be okay. So as always, there are sentient beings right now with us in this presence. And so if we can be with them and give any merit to them in a moment of silence. Thank you, everyone.